Hi there, and welcome to the LinkedIn Business Report. My name is Alan Fine, and I'm here with consultant Jeff Skipper. Good morning, Jeff. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great, thanks, Alan. How are you?
That's fantastic. So I believe, are you based in Calgary also?
I am also in Calgary.
There you go. Well, it's a gloomy day out here in Calgary. But we are planning to have some sunshine coming up for the rest of the week, which is awesome news. I take every day in Calgary that is sunny as a blessing and a gift.
Amen.
Amen to that. So tell me more about your business, what you're up to nowadays, the website address, which I'll put on the very end of when I introduce you here, is jeffskipperconsulting.com. Tell me more about what you're doing today, Jeff, and go from there.
Sounds good. So, Alan, when I speak with executives, they're often in contact with me looking for one of two things. One is, Jeff, help us rapidly develop a strategy that we can put into place immediately so we can get on our way to results. And second is similar, working directly with leaders so that they can recover up to 40 hours of time every month to invest in things that are critical to them.
Awesome. Time is money, and money is time. If you can save me time, that's fantastic.
Yes, it is.
How long have you been consulting for?
I'm up around 20 years now, so fairly lengthy career with IBM, almost 12 years, in which I did consulting with a number of different clients in many different industries. I've been on my own since 2008.
Right. And from working to IBM to going on your own, I mean, I talk to so many executives and people in Calgary who have transitioned to being their own boss. What made you jump on ship as far as that goes?
Well, that is an interesting story, and it gives you an idea of why I'm passionate about the work that I do. So I found myself hired by one of IBM's clients, British Petroleum, and they were in the midst of implementing a major enterprise-wide system upgrade. And I was asked by them to represent their strategic interests. So we got this big project going on, and sure, we're going to hit all our requirements.
Right.
Fortunately, the difficulty was IBM, my employer, was also the system integrator. So they're doing the implementation. And I quickly became quite an annoyance of, this is not quite going exactly to what BP requires. We need to adjust some things. They need more inclusion here. And I was informed that you either need to back off or your job's going to be at risk. So I made a decision. I'm out, number one. And number two, I'm going to start doing focus work on advocating for my clients' strategic interests to ensure they can get to those results quickly without interference.
That sounds great. Yeah, whenever I do end up interacting with large corporations, I find that the red tape and paperwork it takes to get anything done at all is so incredible and so much higher than small to medium-based businesses. I realize they have to have some level of systems and procedures. What I find is that there's so much analysis paralysis and other things happening that they just don't get things done on a timely basis, and that can really impact the company's bottom line.
Yeah, it's very common. Most people, most organizations need a guide of some sort. Someone's going to help them come along that brings a different set of experience, can get them out of their assumptions and help them move around many of the landmines either they haven't experienced before or they just assume was normal. So I bring all that experience that I've gathered over my career and help them move a lot faster.
Yeah. What do you find are the most important factors when determining what you can do for clients, or what should companies embrace as systems and procedures that will help them get to where they want to be in a more timely manner?
Well, every organization has to have systems and procedures. Must be very, very clear. But the rubber really hits the road around relationship, I feel. So it's one thing to me that you hand me a document and say, these are the 7 steps to get it done. It's another when you sit down beside me to say, let me walk you through it the first time. So the critical role of leaders in here is to bring the human face, the human interaction to all these things to make sure you understand. I look you in the eye and you've got it. Yeah, I know what needs to be done. Secondarily, that you can connect the dots to the mission of the organization. So I don't care whether you're, implementing some kind of coding change for software or you're frontline doing customer service. All those pieces are critical for helping your client in some way. I love the story that comes from Disney that talks about the fact that even for those that are down in the laundry area, cleaning the sheets for the hotels, they still are brought upstairs to see the rooms and see how what they do impacts the delight of the customer. And everyone needs to be able to connect those dots.
Got that. And I think that what you mentioned that, that's a really important, step to let the people see what they're doing, how it impacts the company. Like let them see, what the result is, which probably most companies don't do.
Exactly. That's
Everything's compartmentalized, and you do a little piece over here, and you never end up seeing the final finished process or how what you did affects the final outcome.
And the most critical tool we have for doing that is storytelling. It's missed by a lot of leaders, but simply placing what people do within the story of how we deliver great service to our customer or the community or the world can have a huge impact on people's level of engagement and buy-in.
Exactly. And also pride, almost like pride and ownership, right? They
Huge.
see what you're doing, see what happens, are allowed to see the final result, and therefore they take pride in what they do because they've seen how the final result looks and they know their name is associated to it.
That's right. Exactly right.
As you all know, this is the LinkedIn Business Report. I focus almost all my business and strategy on LinkedIn. Tell me about your experience on being LinkedIn and connecting yourself with the leaders and the people you want to be connected to in the world. How has it impacted your life?
Yeah, it's a great question, Alan. I was reviewing your website with interest because my perspective on this has changed dramatically over the last several years. So when I started, into my career and LinkedIn was taking off, I was very selective with who I connected with, and I phrase that as, well, it has to be organic. I need to know them in some way and have some level of relationship. And I've really pushed that to the side now because whether I get to connect with you or not, I can have a look at your profile, and there's always something interesting and unique for each person that you come across. Always something. So whether I've met you or will meet you in the future, I think there's still a reason to connect. And whether I have the opportunity to do so, you may still need something out of my profile or something that I can bring to bear in the future. So expanding your network, I think, is extremely critical. Certainly for small businesses, large businesses, building out your network is very, very important. And not everyone has the expectation that we have, some kind of close relationship. We just want to have those connections online. So the more, the better. You never know when you're going to need them in the future.
Exactly. And I'm always amazed, especially in 2018 now, and the fact LinkedIn's been around for 12 years now, that they're still toting the company line of only connect with people you know,
Right.
which I find is absolutely ridiculous. It's like going to a networking meeting and not talking to anybody in the room at all, unless you know them already. It's just amazes me they say that still.
Exactly. Whether you're having to promote yourself for sales or you're already a leader or manager, that may be the connection to your next role, your next client. You don't know.
And I find also it's really important that a lot of companies don't do is they don't connect internally to the people who are in their organization to be able to share ideas, collaborate, get to know each other better. So many companies miss that internal connection on LinkedIn, which I think is very important as well. So,
yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for being here today. I sure appreciate it. I'm going to make sure people have your website address and your information for this video and for the radio interview. You have a great day, Jeff, and thank you for being here today.
You too. Thanks, Alan. It's great talking to you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.